So previously we talked about acceptable quality limit. Now coming to this second definition, which is rejectable quality limit. Acceptable quality limit was that level of quality which we want to accept every time. But then there was some producer risk, and because of that we said that 95% of the time we will accept those lots which have acceptable quality limit. We set a target of 1.5% and 5% was our producer's risk, and based on that we said that any lot which has less than 1.5% rejectable items, we will accept that lot 95% of times. Coming to this second definition, which is rejectable quality limit. So we want to set another limit that, 1.5 we want to accept, but then 8% and above we definitely want to reject those lots which has a poor quality, and the defective items in that lot are 8%, we want to reject those lots. That is your RQL, or rejectable quality limit. There is another name for RQL, or rejectable quality limit, which is LTPD, lot tolerance percent defective. That is the percent defectives which you can tolerate in the lot. More than that you don't want. So in this example, let's say that's 8%. And once again, let me remind you that you need to give a range, because you cannot have a single value, because there is always a chance involved. In ideal case, we did have a OC curve where we said that less than 1.5% we accept everything, more than 1.5% defective we reject everything. The probability was 1 if the defectives were less than 1.5%. The probability was 0 when the defectives were more than 1.5%, but that was ideal curve, and we don't have ideal situation. We generally have curve something like this, which is shown here, something like this. This is normally what you get. Now, when you have set 8% as your RQL or LTPD, there is still a chance that you get a lot which has more than 8% defectives, and you still accept that lot. This is type 2 error, or also known as buyer's risk. So as a buyer, a poor lot comes, you took sample, but somehow that sample was good, and based on that you accepted that lot. So RQL and the buyer's risk are connected together. Buyer's risk, or also called as consumer's risk, the person who is buying or consuming that. So here if you draw a line at RQL, or the rejectable quality limit, which is 8% here, and that cuts the curve, and if I move horizontally, this is my beta, or this is my consumer's risk, or my type 2 error, or beta, which is, in this particular example, it's 10% or 0.1. So there is a 10% chance that I get a lot which has more than 8% rejectable items, defective items, and I accept that lot, and that is my risk as a buyer or as a consumer. So now you have two things here. Alpha is related to EQL, which you see here, which is alpha, and beta is related to RQL or LTPD. So you need to have these two values, and based on that you can plot an OC curve. This is your OC curve. Your OC curve will tell that what is the probability of accepting a lot with different percentages of defective in the lot. If the lot has 1% defective, what's the chance of acceptance of that lot? If the lot has 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, 10%, what is the chance of that particular lot getting accepted? This is what your OC curve is, and you plot your OC curve, which tells that how effective your sampling plan is.